on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day today, although having a look at this beautiful green day in the cryptocurrency market. Look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin up over 6% at the time of making this video. Well, can't imagine why you're not having a great day today. You could see Bitcoin did actually get all the way up to $7,800. Now, do you guys remember how I was talking about the $7,800 level for so long on this channel? That's exactly where we touched. We pulled back, and guess what? We still do have one little bit of critical resistance, which I'm going to get into today, but I also want to talk about one Warren Buffett financial advisor who thinks that the Bitcoin price is going to go to $300,000 post-halving, okay? And I also want to discuss whether or not short-term we are in this bump and run reversal and we could see that $10,500 Bitcoin. We're going to get into all that today. I also want to actually talk about why we do know that the halving is coming up. This means that there's going to be some scarcity. However, you're going to be shocked to find out that it may even make Bitcoin more scarce than even just the halving alone. We're going to get into that, and I also want to talk about a little bit more about some Bitcoin adoption. A lot going on in the back, lots of things to talk about today. If that sounds good to you, you know what to do. If you are not subscribed, well, definitely consider it. And without further ado, we're diving directly into the charts. Oh, and one other thing. Some people are saying that this is manipulated by Tether. We're going to go into that as well. Having a look right here, though, my goodness, we broke out of this wedge. Look at this pump all the way up to the $7,800 level, well above the resistance right here. If we actually come over and have a look, you can see we even broke this massive downtrend. Clearly, we are above the 50-day moving average, so looking pretty good for Bitcoin short term. Now, we are still looking at this level of accumulation up here at around the $8,000 level. We did hit my target of $7,800. Having a bit of a pullback right now. You can see we are above the top of the ascending, ascending wedge, but some people were saying it was also an ascending triangle. Well, either way, we had two targets, the first being 7,346, 7,468. At the time of making this video, we've actually broken both of those, okay? Is this time for ultimate celebration? Well, having a look right here, we do need to reference back to the possible breakouts of the potential bear flag that people were looking at. So you do have the straight up reversal, which we just go straight to the moon, but there also is this possible fake out to the upside with continuation to the downside. So I don't want to burst anybody's bubble, but we really haven't had the massive breakout, up to sort of the 8,000 and higher level. So we don't really know just yet. It could really technically go either way. Having a look at this chart right here. Now look at this. Literally, we perfectly touched the 21 exponential on the weekly. You cannot make this up. Sitting at around, this is 7,600 over here. Now this is on Bitstamp, by the way, keep in mind. And you can see, obviously, we did wick above it, but currently we are sitting below it again. So yeah, keep your eyes on that 21 exponential. I do want to see us close a solid weekly candle above it would be nice. Daily candle, we'll take it. So, look for Bitcoin to close above the $7,650 level. If we could stay there for a week, that would be amazing for Bitcoin. Also want to point out that we did break out of the ascending triangle over here on CME futures. Actually, futures was kind of leading the way for a while. You can see futures is at 7,650 right now. Well, was a lot higher. In fact, futures got a little bit higher. Futures got up to 7,870. So futures almost got up to 7,900. And of course, we do have the infamous CME futures gap all the way up at 9,060. So do you think we'll see that, guys? Well, having a look over here, it is looking like we are having a little bit of a struggle. Like I said, by the time you guys see this, this could be totally different. If you had an opportunity to long this, my goodness, you're probably doing very well today. If you guys haven't checked out Bybit, you can long Bitcoin. You can make extra, you can 2x, 3x. Don't use super high leverage. You're just going to get wrecked. Or you could short it if you think that this is just a fake out. I will drop the link below, tutorial above. But that being said, guys, Buffett's Books founder, Preston Syke, okay, so this guy's a financial advisor, Warren Buffett expert. So he is basically saying that he thinks that the Bitcoin price could skyrocket all the way up to $300,000 after the halving. To quote him, he says, "I would tell you that I think the next orbit level is around 80,000 to 100,000. It's going to go straight through that number, and it's probably going to go to 200,000 or 300,000. Those are pretty high numbers, guys. I was saying before we even had the pandemic, before we had all this freak out and the dump in, traditional stocks, I was saying a potential 55,000 Bitcoin this year. That could be a little bit different. This guy's saying maybe 200,000, 300,000. He says that electrical expenses have been the main driver of the price. Hence, he expects Bitcoin to start another run in about a month or two after, you guessed it, the halving. Let me know. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Is this a fake out? Should we be getting excited? Drop your comments below, guys. I'm very excited to hear about what you have to say. But here's something I want to bring up, okay? We know that the supply is getting cut in half, right? Now, Plan B over here, he's a little bit controversial on Twitter. He does have the stock to flow. So he did this poll and essentially asked what most people are using Bitcoin for. They mostly, 81% said long-term investment. Now, I'm not going to get into the we should be spending Bitcoin, we shouldn't be hodling Bitcoin argument. We can get into that another day. But what he does say is that the amount of Bitcoin available for buyers might be far less than what we think. And the 1,800 available mined coins per day is going to drop to about 900 when the halving happens. Now, having a look over here from crypto analytics firm Glassnode, this actually piggybacks on this idea. You can see that they have a metric called Bitcoin HODLer net position change, okay? And essentially what it does is it tracks the overall sentiment and flows of long-term investors in the space. So this has actually been growing daily since the end of March, and it's currently hitting all-time highs. So they actually wrote in this piece that long-term investors are increasing their positions by accumulating more Bitcoin each day. And you can see right here from the chart, if you don't think that the hodlers, the long-term hodlers, the whales are accumulating, they are, guys. Why would the whales be accumulating more Bitcoin in the background if they didn't think that it was going to have long-term value? Wouldn't they just be trading it on futures and cashing it out? You've even seen that switch over from cash-settled options to actual physically settled Bitcoin options on things like Backed, etc., right? So this is showing physical demand. Not to mention, if you guys don't remember, on Black Thursday when we had that crazy crash, Coinbase actually reported that investors didn't panic sell. In fact, they were buying 69% more than they sold, which is a 12% average, up 60%. And Fidelity Digital Assets also said, quote, "From a trading perspective, we continue to onboard new clients every month and are seeing significant pipeline growth. And in recent weeks, we've seen more momentum across our business." And I could tell you straight up on the channel, I've had an increase in subscribers. We've had an increase in people commenting and joining the Telegram group. Lots of people getting interested. You might even be a new subscriber today watching, possibly. If you are, definitely, what are you waiting for? Get subscribed, man. Crypto is an exciting place. But, moving on, guys, I wanted to just point out a little bit of the excitement for the halving and why, yes, we are seeing a little bit of a run up today, but in the event that maybe nothing happens on the day of the halving. Or what if Bitcoin even pulls back? What if we go back to 6,400? Does that mean that the halving is invalidated? Well, I actually retweeted this morning. Now, this is not a new tweet. This came out on December 27th of last year, but I really thought it was applicable today. And this is from Malik over at, he's a network engineer for Bitcoin Lightning, etc. But basically, he says there's 7 steps. Now, just stick with me on this for the halving. He says how the halving works and why post-halving rallies have a lag following the effect, right? They don't have an instant blast off, okay? So don't think like, okay, that's it, halving, we're going to the moon. So basically, you have the demand is at an equilibrium with the current available supply, okay? Then Bitcoin halves. That's step 1 and 2. Number 3, we have demand instantly begins eating into new coins and eventually depletes them. Then we have number 4, demand then goes after existing supply, non-hodled coins that are up for sale. Then an existing supply is also depleted. Price begins moving upward. Number 6, appreciating Bitcoin price captures greater market attention. And then finally, step number 7, we have the frenzy. So it's not something that's going to happen overnight. And you just kind of need to, take that with a grain of salt. But I mean, for the most part, no halving has ever instantly skyrocketed, right? Now, let's be honest, there are some potential risks, right? Plan B also points out, we have halving minor capitulation, futures manipulation. Obviously, we have the pandemic, which won 42% of the votes. Most people think that could be the biggest deterrent to the Bitcoin price moving forward. And finally, we also have these scam tokens from the Plus token, right? Ponzi, they could be selling. And also Mt. Gox, of course, they still have some as well. One other situation is the manipulation of Tether. Now you can see today that there was actually $220 million burned at the Tether treasury. So what does this mean? Well, honestly, what they're doing most likely is burning the Omni Tether and moving it over to ERC20 because, let's be honest, it's a little bit faster over on Ethereum, right? But I want to talk about one thing. Lots of people, there was basically this thing that came out, and it was a 2018 study, and it was by John Griffin from the University of Texas and Amin Shams from Ohio State. And they said that the entire 2017 bull run was basically propped up by Tether, and it was all fake, and it was just by Tether printing. And why is Tether doing the Thriller dance right now? I don't get it. But anyway, so let's talk about that, all right? Because there has been some recent research done from academics from the Warwick Business School, and they're saying that stablecoins are not driving up the price of Bitcoin and other cryptos. Do you believe that? I don't know. I mean, I do feel there might be some kind of foul play going on in the background, but let's listen to this anyway. So essentially they say, contrary to popular belief that the Bitcoin price is being manipulated with fresh minted batches of Tether, their research, which was done over the past few years, has basically shown no correlation. They say, our bottom line, we find no systematic evidence of stablecoin issuance driving cryptocurrency prices. They argue that stablecoin issuance is a response to market demand. Okay, that does make sense, right? They say our evidence supports that alternative views, namely that stablecoin issuance responds to deviations of the secondary market rate from the pegged rate, and stablecoins consistently perform a safe haven role in the digital economy. So let me know if you agree with this. Do you think that it's just based off supply and demand, and it has nothing to do with like Tether artificially manipulating the price? Or do you think that Tether does have something to do with it? This is a thing that's been going on for a while. I actually made a video about it. You can just check it out. It's Crypto Zombie. Just type in a Crypto Zombie Black Swan event, and I kind of go over Tether and if Tether was to pop and what it could potentially do to Bitcoin. But yeah, so that's that situation. And before we go, guys, obviously, people think, oh, Bitcoin crypto's dead. No, there's lots of projects building. I've seen lots of advancements, right? In fact, check this out. So this was just over on CoinDesk, and you have a new app that lets, obviously people that have been hit by the virus take crypto payments for making Zoom calls. Now, you've heard about Zoom stocks, lots of people using Zoom. I use Zoom actually for my interviews and stuff when I do it. And you can see right here that Smart Sessions, an Ethereum-based crypto paywall that was developed by 2Key New Economics, allows firms and solopreneurs, as they put it, to take advantage of crypto payments when offering services through Zoom. So lots of people using Zoom, lots of eyes on it, and now you have crypto payments. So basically, Smart Sessions is utilizing the Ethereum network and smart contracts via 2Key's existing Smart Link platform to create a number of automated and self-managed features. So basically, after a session is set up in the app, it generates a personalized Zoom link and sends it to the target audience, processing payments automatically. Session hosts can also view metrics for data and ticket sales, etc., and Zoom sessions can be purchased with Ethereum's native currency, ETH. And they also said that they're going to have swaps between Ether and DAI, Tether USDT, True USD, and probably Bitcoin and other crypto options as well. And they also say that the problematic Zoom bombing, where unwanted parties can join a call for the purpose of disruption, would be a non-issue, as only paying parties will have access to the session. And what's even cooler is it's already available. Like literally, if you come right now to the Zoom app marketplace and you scroll down, there you go. Right there. You can officially download it. So I think this is awesome, guys. If you guys are using Zoom and you want to really get that crypto's adoption out there, check out the 2Key Smart Sessions. Yeah, you might be able to get some of your friends and family hooked on some crypto. And also, more news, more adoption, guys. Social payments application Bundle has launched its service in Nigeria after incubation for Binance. In fact, you've seen a lot of targeting over in Africa. We saw Akon, right? He was looking with his like city, right, to target Africa. And now Bundle is going to let its users request, send, and receive cash and cryptos from their peers in Nigeria. By the end of the year, the firm plans to expand to over 30 African countries and provide a simple fiat on and off ramp for crypto in the continent. They currently support Binance Coin, BNB. I'm not surprised. Bitcoin, of course, Ether, as well as the local fiat currency. So How are you not excited today? Look at all this news, guys. Bitcoin is breaking out. There's all of this amazing, adoption happening in the background. So I don't know. I'm having a good day. Hope you're having a good day too. Could we potentially dump? Yes, I did talk about how we could still have a potential dump. We could go all the way down to the $3,800 level again. But guys, let's just take it a day at a time. Bitcoin's had a nice pump today. I'm happy. You should be happy. Thank you for coming back to the channel. Once again, if you are not subscribed, do please consider getting subscribed to the channel. I do these updates for the most part every single day. And don't forget to actually turn on the bell notifications. Sometimes these can be very time sensitive. That being said, thank you so much again for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. You're the reason that I do this every single day. My name is K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.